And for today's interview, we have the Ukrainian honey badger mom who has probably one of the worst cases of, how would I put this? How do you put this?
Parental alienation.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. Government interference with the family that I had ever heard of. So tell us about yourself.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate and I'm honored to be here. My problem is that I am a little person from the street trying to get attention of bigger media and strong politician out there to pay attention to this horrific problem. And I know I'm not the only one who is fighting it, but right now I guess I'm the only one who is just trumpeting about it, even gagged, even with the case open, which makes it especially blatant, especially loud, and that's my goal. I am legal Ukrainian immigrant that came with my husband 2007 in the hopes of brighter future to provide for our future kids and build an American Ukrainian dream. We came on H-1B and H-4 visas, two bags, $700, big Napoleonic hopes to build something good and safe. Had green card, naturalized in 2016, got our daughter. She was born a happy, vivacious, not a tomboy, but a girl that had princesses, braids, all sorts of girly girl phases, but she was bullied in school. Number one, that where it comes from. She was bullied in school for being a hyperactive child. And I didn't know about it, and nobody flagged about it to me. The teachers bullying her, they just kicked her to the principal and vice principal's office and penalizing actually her for being that hyperactive, penalizing her for being who she is in her authenticity. We are not talking about the ROGD, she was hyperactive. She was penalized. She was blamed for it. I never abandoned her. I never ignored or gave up on her. I always was there, but the teachers made it so intricate. They mail you one thing, they tell you another thing, they pour this honey potion, and you end up being, am I a moron, or is there something wrong? They wronged her. She ended up with mental disorders, mental traumas, because it was happening in a sensitive age, first and second grade, where their basically social skills are budding. And they I don't want to say they killed them, but they definitely damaged them to a severe extent that even at some point our daughter was hospitalized for 11 days of evaluation to Massachusetts. That's where we landed first, a Massachusetts private clinic, Terra Vista, and she was homicidal and suicidal. I had my baby, and this girl, she probably could not, take a lot of things, like at the time, bullying, the surroundings, the community in Massachusetts. They just turned their backs on us because everybody wanted us to just, like, pray, the teachers are right, and we just stood up, like right now. And everybody just turned their backs on us. We were taken as like lepers from a ghetto, and she definitely took it very, very serious because how could you not? How could you not? And she was really jealous of the little brother who I also had to take care of. So she started playing online games at that age, but no Discord yet. She was just doing like Nintendo Miiverse at some point. It was, by the way, closed down. I don't know if you heard, but there were predators. And at some point, a predator also attacked her, and we kind of closed it because he was asking for nudity pictures, and we said completely no. So then we were moving school districts for school district. School choice absolutely did not work in that neck of woods where we lived. So we changed. We even had to sell properties. Right now, it's the third property that we have had to sell, but it's the harsh reality. It was infernal. It was infernal at least 7 years plus. After that, she developed autoaggression. She was blaming us, the country, the little brother, the school, everything. And then at some point, even when DCF starting like storming our home, like what's going on? Why is she just banging her fist the walls? It was scary. I just took my children. We went to Ukraine. That's just a few months before we locked down for COVID. I hired, I found a private school and she was thriving there. No sign of anything of this nightmare that we've been living on. Beautiful. 5'7", even a little taller than myself, 5'7", long legs, beautiful, beautiful breast, beautiful, long, thick, blonde hair, blue eyes. What else can you dream of? Definitely boys paid attention to her. They were kind of like, she called it bully. They were teasing her because it's already, it's like 11 to 12, beautiful. And we were locked down.
So when she went to the
Discord.
private school, everything started getting better for a moment.
It was getting better until we locked down. We got locked down
All right.
because she went on Discord. That's where the Discord came into our life. I knew nothing about it. She spoke with me. She confessed things. It did not absolutely sound alarming or disturbing, like kids talking to her, playing Roblox, Minecraft.
I was gonna ask about Roblox, but yeah.
I didn't know the word groomer, my dear, until she was actually removed by CPS, but we are not that far. I mean, let me know if you have questions by that. That's Ukraine, the year of 19 to 20, so just the beginning of COVID. And I'm in Ukraine with my both kids.
All right. Well, let's
Any
continue
questions,
on.
or should I continue?
Continue on with the story.
Daddy remained at home. Again, lockdown. He's an IT guy, so his job allowed him to work from home. And he found another one in San Francisco. It's a bank by remote. He never was there physically. So we decided that since one district by one, we did not succeed in Massachusetts, we discussed that we are not giving Massachusetts any chance. And again, nothing, no traces of whatsoever. So, and he got a job, the job that feeds us. So we always followed like a job, which is basically normal. America used to be so normal when, even from the movies back home after Soviet Union, we watched those movies, Hollywood movies. American families would just travel across the country. It's a wide notion that kids, move with their parents, and like remember that Troubled Child movie, like they were moving. So that's a normal thing, and we moved too. So we decided to sell our condo in Massachusetts because we did not need it anymore, and it's a lot of money. And we rented a townhouse in Bay Area. No problem at all. Again, she would take city like walks by herself, go to Target, get herself some Coke or something. We rented for 9 months, and just we needed to figure out this limbo. We need to know where, because the 3,300 for 3-bedroom townhouse in Dublin in Pleasanton Bay Area, it's,
Wait,
and you
how
pay
much
the
did you
money
say?
to somebody. $3,300 a townhouse, 3-bedroom in Bay Area.
Woo!
That's Bay Area prices for you.
Yeah, and I owe the bank that much money.
1219, my dear.
Ugh.
2019, the year. So imagine what's going on right now.
Oh boy.
Oh wow, wow! I'm trying to refrain from smoking, but you're making it difficult thinking about these prices.
It's gonna be even more difficult for you. So when we get there, so he went on Zillow, and he's like, he was so heartbroken when we had to sell that beautiful home that he invested so much energy into the remodeling. When we first got the green card, we first got our, like chance to live, even if it was like an old house, but we invested so much. And again, we had the sensory, switch, we had heated floors, and he was so heartbroken. He worked day and night for this house. We had to sell it. So he was not even dreaming that going on Zillow, he would find even better home. And it was the same amount of money, but mortgage. The place we would call our own, that was Redding, California, Shasta County. The mountainous, beautiful, spiritual, because you know what Mount Shasta is? It's like attracting the place of power, attracting pilgrims. And I was doing a lot of like reading on that. I was like, wow. So, and we bought it. It's a dream house with a shed.
I saw the
Which
shed.
is shed.
That shed. If I was to,
Shed.
yeah, that shed. If I was to pay to rent that shed out, I'd be paying $1,500 a month out here.
You saw it, right?
Yeah, that is
You
a
saw it.
It's like that hardly a shed. You could use that for Airbnb if you wanted to. Get a
We
little
are
bit of extra
considering
money
to
here.
rent it right now. It's hard to sell, so we are considering. We took it off market. We're thinking maybe we don't know. Layla, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, AC, Wi-Fi, internet, TV, pellet stove, micro. What else?
Yeah, it's, fully finished. It's around the area where I live, people would pay like almost approximately close to $2,000 a month just to rent it. Like, it's fully kitted out.
Yeah, that's a
Solar
beautiful shed. I want that shed.
Solar panels are forgot.
Oh my gosh.
Solar panels.
Wow.
It's like
It's all the amenities you can need.
I could think like that shed is bigger than most of the houses for rent around here, and we're gonna go walking after this interview. And yeah,
Yeah, we're currently out in the Midwest.
You left, right? You did move.
oh, not yet.
Eventually.
Not yet. I'm just
Come on.
visiting right now.
Yes,
You don't want to live in the shed, Layla? Hey, I give a discount.
This shed is nice, don't get me wrong, but I'm trying to get out of California.
yeah.
No, I don't blame you at all.
Yeah.
You saw what happens.
Yeah,
So what happened?
And-
And
it's heartbreaking.
We cannot parent. We cannot even dream about having kids, because you know where they threw us into the khaki, Children's Abusive Registry Index. That comes
like,
next. This
nothing
glaze
about
on
you
the
comes
cake.
off as abusive. No, like I feel like if I was to go into your house, you would have a nice, warm, home cooked meal, made with
Yes.
all the love and care that any mother can give.
Yes, even better, even
Yes.
better.
Like I've never had Ukrainian food, but I feel like you would have amazing Ukrainian food lined up. Like, nothing
Pierogis,
about you comes off as like bad.
piroshki, borscht, great salads, great cakes, food made with love.
And it's interesting to me. And I was talking to Beth Bourne about this yesterday. We notice a few things here that we're seeing that kind of seem a little bit reminiscent of one of the things that the Soviet Union did way back in the day. And that's removing the parent from the equation, so to speak. Now, years ago in the Soviet Union, there was some kids that were reporting their parents to the NKVD. You saw that in the Soviet Union. You saw that in Maoist China. You saw that in Hitler's Germany. I'm pretty sure you saw that in Mussolini's Italy.
Yeah.
But, like the whole reason why Mussolini didn't actually make it into my book of evil men was because I didn't actually feel like I knew enough about him to actually put him in there.
But yeah, it really echoes what's kind of going on in the States these days,
Yeah.
especially more liberal areas.
It's removing the parent from the equation. Like, I brought this up with Beth Bourne, even when the right was considered to be somewhat authoritarian, they still included the parents in. Like, remember in the 90s when the game Doom was around and they were screaming, "Oh my god, the satanic panic. If your kids play this game, they're going to turn into Satan worshippers." There was a lot of, we're trying to control what the kids do, but they addressed the parents.
There was no
They
secrecy between the children and outside.
influences.
Yes.
And
You know
oftentimes,
why?
like, the parents were left to care for the kids as they saw fit in regards to the information they put out. But now it seems like in a lot of these blue states and blue cities, if the parents say something that the school district does not like, they just opt to remove. And
It's leftist, it's absolutely leftist to divide and conquer. That's easy to control. And Ukraine is all about, the post. We can go, we can really dig deep into the history and all that. So we are into collectivism, right? Historically, and we are about family, something that a lot of people don't understand. We don't even fight for our daughter. We fight for our family, because without our daughter, there is no healthy family. And definitely CPS is just, and everybody who works in cahoots with them, especially illustratively on our case, it's just completely blatant and vivid how they want to divide and control. Something that a lot of actually parents felt, the Jeff Younger's case, right? Ted Hudako's case. It's
I've met Younger.
Montana case, right? They split daddy and mommy. It's the uniqueness of our situation that we fought unanimously from day one. They tried. Nelson, the one who took our daughter, she tried to split us even on the day, and even the first petition. She did not succeed. They tried. Even my daughter, I mean, we kind of, fast forward, then we have to move to how things went in Reading. But I want to say that even talking me and him into signing testosterone consent page, she was talking to us separately.
Separately. Divide and conquer.
Yes, yes.
So, what do you think was the trigger that actually made your daughter decide, I no longer want to be a girl? Well, like, what was the thing? Sorry, I got semi truck off to the side. It sometimes interferes with the microphone.
It's fine.
Yeah, sorry. It's just, this is,
Traffic.
yeah, I live next to a highway. Sometimes we hear that. That's why I don't record during the day, usually. What do you think was the trigger that actually made your daughter decide, I don't want to be a girl anymore. I want to be a boy? What was the trigger there? What do you think
Well,
actually, like, moved there to
I
make that
I
as...
wish. Thank you. It's a very good question. I wish I had like a very solid answer to that. We have to ask our daughter. She is not here. We haven't hugged her since October 5th, 2024. So imagine what's going on in that little head. I'm praying and I'm seeing in my dreams almost every night, and it it's a cult. It crawled so slowly and surely. And when everybody on podcasts and everywhere interviewing me ask, how and when, I cannot possibly say. I think, and if you read and if you heard my other podcast, she had trauma, and we went through a fire when we landed in Reading. We immediately went through the biggest fire that Reading saw in 44 years or something. It was Fawn Fire, FAWN. Our house got immediately in the center of it, and it stood. You saw the picture. It's a stucco, house built by engineers, not for renting but for living, and it's just. I miss it so badly. It's such a good house. We're sleeping on the mattresses right now somewhere, and the shower is so uncomfortable. But I'm telling my 8-year-old, baby, I know you're bored, you're blah, 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 but it's better to be in discomfort than in unsafety. And I'm trying to get into his head, because he's been whining and moaning, but we had comfort, but we did not have safety. That house hasn't been able to protect us from 8 cop cars that came to pick one single child from abusive, non-affirming parents. So throughout 2022, 2023, and a little bit of 2024, when she was still talking to me, before she completely shut down, she would tell me things that probably were really part of that big cult. There's just a couple of little puzzles that I just cannot prove, but I'm trying, from all the evidence and information coming to me, I'm trying to put together. Like, was it Sager who brought Marky Moo, or Marky Moo who brought Sager, or who was this lizard gizzard classmate that his parents keep, foster care, that right now are raping, sexualizing, and medicalizing her? I'm just trying to put those chronological things together. But she would tell me that she had been exposed to very heavy porn 2022, 2023. So probably it's Discord community. It might be the Phoenix Charter Academy that is completely woke and glitter. That's where actually the classmate goes to, and whose principal Dougherty is cronies with a school board member who is an abusive and neglecting pedophile behaving glitter foster caretaker. Other than that, guys, I cannot even ascribe anything, because this is nightmare. How all these people, I'm sorry, it's so bright, it's windy. Those pieces, they're hair raising. How can that happen? That she picked a school after that had trauma on a public school parking lot. I don't know if you're familiar with it. A parent crashed into my husband's car when he was unloading my daughter on a parking school in a parent zone. Without looking, they started backing up, and my daughter was getting out of the car. That's already ready. That's ready after the moving into this beautiful home next to the shed. They say the discharge papers say she didn't have any trauma. She was born with a silver spoon. Who knows? I mean, I have that medical paperwork. I'm not a pro. I had to trust those professionals that did the MRI. They say she was fine. That's the year of 2021. But right after the fire, she wanted to be tested for something that she thought that she was penalized for in school, ADHD. She got confirmed. I didn't know about any of those. When we left Ukraine, it was like a post-Soviet country developing the psychology as a science would only be developing. We didn't know any of those abbreviations. And the school in Massachusetts neglected her. They could have just, hey, let's get her tested. Why would you just penalize her? Like things were happening. And now she's digging into psychology, doing self-testing, and then she's, Mama, I want to be tested. Okay, let's go. Mama never said no. Maybe that's my biggest mistake. Mama never said no. We were in the blue state. Mama really did. Mama was afraid not to be, accused of being an abusive and neglecting parent. Something that eventually happened. But I thought I did everything right. And people would say, even DCF in Massachusetts said I did everything right. So 2021, 2022, the haircuts became gradually shorter. These unisex clothing, some talking about maybe I'm autistic, maybe I have BPD. Let's get me tested. Borderline. 13 to 14, she got confirmed. Borderline. That's a very serious one. Imagine how we lived in that. Yeah, that was hard.
See, and
She would raise her hand. She would yell at us. She would even beat me. She would bully her brother.
Ugh.
She would call her father asshole and idiot. We really wanted the family together. I'm having second thoughts. Maybe I should, but I'm Ukrainian. I wanted the family together. Maybe I should have just put her into a facility. Tell me, maybe, I don't know. I really wanted us to be together and finally happy. And she looked like she was getting there. And at one day, the year of 2022, before the war had already started, she's like, Mama, I want lithium. I have so much negativity and aggression. She says, I see it kills our family relationship. It makes me isolate myself. She never said it was you. She said it was me, because that's what I'm suffering from. Mama, I need lithium. Let's go find some psychiatrist.
So she didn't blame anyone in the family besides herself.
My dear, it was like on and off. But at that point, when she was asking for lithium, like the end of 2022, she would. BPD is it's not, it's never a stable solid persona, right? It's actually absence of identity. It's looking for identity. So it's like bipolar symptoms very often, like ups and downs, and she was really suffering from those swings of mood. Did you have them, Layla? I don't know if you told me if you did have them.
I personally, I had some mood issues. I think I had mood disorder, otherwise unspecified, as a
Yeah.
teenager, but that's since resolved. Something I find really interesting is that generally with personality disorders such as borderline, they don't tend to diagnose that in minors. They tend to wait until adulthood to diagnose those type of personality disorders because teenagers,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's they're going to be a little bit turbulent and they're still figuring out who they are and developing a concept of that. So that's kind of interesting to me that a psychiatrist was willing to diagnose that at that age.
It was a psychologist, a reading licensed psychologist at Mercy, this Mercy Family Health Center where we went for our PCP. They sent a referral again. Mama said never said no. Mama immediately ran to this psychologist. He did the testing. I still have that paperwork, and he also followed up. I mean, we followed up with him, and because she demanded, and we finally wanted so much to be happy, and she was unhappy for most of the time. I really wanted to see her smile and go to places with us. Of course, I jumped out of my skin to do that, and it was really hard. So we went to Mercy for her well child visit. I think it was December 27th or something. I just sometimes I remember those dates, ending of 2022, and they say yes, we do have this new awesome psychiatrist, and Dr. Sager appeared, liberal sounding, loud, yelling, emotional. She completely like got our attention, and she had no problem prescribing lithium like in the first appointment. She saw us for a few appointments. She followed up definitely with blood pressure tests, blood tests. So she seemed reasonable, sensible, and professional. But then she self-referred to this, attention, Children's Legacy Center for Resilience in Reading, allegedly a trauma center for kids. And I believe that my daughter had a trauma because bullying, right? I believe that charlatan or that devil in white gown. And I said, I have no problem. I trust you. So after 3 appointments, we appeared in Children's Legacy Center. She was following up. She almost immediately suggested that we also put her on a antidepressant. My daughter said, yes, okay, let's do it. So that she did Zoloft till this, including CPS custody, until last year. They started playing and messing with that. And at some point, I got kicked out of her room. I mean, kicked out is like a metaphor. So my daughter one day asks, Dr. Sager, do you help with LGBTQ stuff? And Dr. Sager goes, yes, yes. And my daughter goes, Mama, can you step out? That's maybe my biggest mistake. I didn't know my rights. I wanted her to be happy. See, I
You're just
wanted
thinking the
her to be
best.
happy. Happy is a key word, right? Happiness. And as I was like stepping across the threshold, I heard my daughter say, LGBTQ, and then she said, Mama, I hope you don't mind, but you know why? I after in the car after that appointment, because I knew you would be like against. That's March 2023, and trust me, I have proof. I tried to actually enter this evidence, but I don't believe it was entered. But yes, it was like my chat on Google Chat with her. I kicked my to find offline friendships. Reading is very xenophobic. Reading is even hard for Americans to find a niche to be friends. It's like they're very, I don't know how even to put it. It's very secluded. They're very closed off. Which one? I brought her, Layla. I brought her to NorCal Outreach. Do you know what it is?
I'm not familiar with NorCal Outreach now.
LGBTQ nonprofit organization. They had drag queens. They had other kiddos. It was scary, but I believe that would help. That would
Right.
help. But twice she went and said, I don't like it. It's so, I think this guy, I don't like them. I don't like that this guy, he dated a drag queen. I didn't even know what she even meant. I haven't heard that word before. So, I did this. And at some point she even gave up on offline friends, excluding Lizard Gizzard, her classmate, whose mother I knew because they were friends, they went on play dates, and whose mother self I had, Maggie.
This NorCal outreach?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Enjoy!
Oh man.
Yeah, right?
I'm terrified to look into this group even more. Oh boy.
Guys,
I better hope I don't get the protest bus.
That's not even affirming, guys. I consider that accommodation. And that's not even affirming. See where it leads us to. See where it led us to. 2023 was the year when she was asking to be called by a unisex name I cannot pronounce because the case is still open and everything is being used against us. She wanted me to legally change it, but I had my son who was impacted by her behaviors, and he was entering kindergarten. I was heavily engaged into his school. That's different school. So I just could not go to court. I said, baby, basically I don't mind. It's just that I'm just, daddy works day and night. I'm doing you guys. I mean, I just can't. And she said, fine. So, it was like a lot of things, like layered. And at some point she says, well, at home she was never affirmed, never. Our languages, they're absolutely gender sensitive. So Russian, Ukrainian, we fundamentally speak from day one. And her pet name is a Russian, derivative from her full name. Still we're using that, and that will never gonna change. But if in the past tense I ask my daughter, did you eat today? The language reflects it's a female or male. Can you imagine how I had to censor and moderate my language? I feel like I'm a psycho, but I stopped using past tenses for her sake.
That just sounds
Not
difficult.
appreciated. Absolutely no.
That sounds incredibly difficult to do. It's like in your native tongue. Like, I know nothing about the Ukrainian or Russian language other than what you just told me, but changing how you spoke.
It's worse. It's very hard, and I'm doing those other problems, dealing with other problems. I had to drive a car to 2 different schools and 1 college different times. And I did manage that, and I had to just figure maybe I should. Please don't get me wrong. I had to figure maybe I should just, because I'm a linguist, I'm a translator. It helped me, but I just had to figure maybe I should switch to nouns instead of verbs. Imagine no breakfast today. You know what I mean? But that was 24.7. I had to do it because if I did even by any chance use the female, she would correct me. At 2024, it took the form of bullying. Actually, she started to bully us to correct the language.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. That's
And it wasn't
difficult
enough.
to think about.
It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. March, I'm driving her somewhere because she's all the time in her room, and they're playing and just secluded. I'm like, let's go get some boba tea. And she would talk to me and tell things. So at some point we drive, and she asks, Mama, do you know that in California there are laws that enable child protective services to remove a child if the parents don't affirm them? I felt such chill in my body. I almost hold on to the steer, and I'm like, no, baby, I don't. What's going on? Yes. So somebody enlightened her, right? Somebody educated her.
That was in the
Because she was
Discord
already
chats.
talking to Stager one-on-one. And at that day, she told me, Mama, I went on a LGBTQ server on Discord where I was so cordially and warmly received. I met this wonderful guy, Mark, an allegedly 17-year-old autistic boy from Kansas who is so feminine. I like him a lot. He helps me. That's the kind of person I want to be.
Yeah.
Probably he told
If
her.
she was to question a single part of the narrative, they would turn on her like piranhas in a tank. That's the worst part
Oh,
about that.
so then it started. It was getting really aggravated. The beginning of 2024, she stopped celebrating like Christmas, New Year's with us. She stopped going to Shasta Mountain or Lassen Mountain to snow tube. Completely got estranged. And then these talks, like talk to Dr. Sager. That's a month before removal. Talk to Dr. Sager. She has been able to convince many families. Layla, imagine what those parents went through, right? She has been able. I'm just thinking about them.
The doctors, yeah, they do have a tendency to be very, very coercive towards parents, especially. It's quite disgusting, honestly.
And then this talking to us separately, and the no answer came. So probably they decided to file. It was Sager. I mean, it was her assistant. My daughter said that she did not really, mar her arms. Somebody else did it, but it was her office. May 29th, they filed. I was waiting in the lobby. I felt my chest was ripped. I was crying like, I don't know. And a secretary who actually left the practice a few months later, she was really traditional Mexican girl, and she was comforting me, saying, I have my own opinion. I cannot just say it right here. But I just couldn't stop crying. I felt, a mother knows. And then June 3rd, she was taken by Nelson. That's the Gestapo SS Nazi agent that I will never forget. We are suing her right now. She came and took her bare hands, like just took her. She came, hit her car a few feet away from the house. We have everything, recorded on the camera. We could not see neither the car nor California exempt plates. She just returned her car, pointing to the exit, to the gate. She came as a solicitor, no court paperwork, even no police at that point. She came and took her, and my daughter went barefoot. She went because she was brainwashed. But she wasn't prepared that Nelson would arrive so fast. They filed May 29th, and Nelson came June 3rd. So even her things were not packed appropriately. So she left barefoot. She even left her computer, her electronics, and the Discord communication was running. I saw those messages, and Markimu was instructing to how to dig a grave, a hole for the coffin of the parents, deeper and more guaranteed to file an emotional abuse. He was talking as if not even one person. There were more than maybe two people. One was playing, because you know the kind of slang a teenager uses. One thing you can clearly see that there's just like interlapping, and at some point there is somebody like, oh, your mother is really, like affirming. I mean, like validating, like your mom sound, those phrases, like a psychologist, like sounds like your mother is really, detrimental. I almost hate her. Like that sort of thing. And Layla, Marty, who on the earth would use at the 17 autistic boy? When my daughter asked him, I can show you a screenshot. What options do I have? Like she says, this is such a detrimental home. I'd rather live on the public than in this home. It's in the screenshots. So she says, what options do I have? And he goes, options pertaining to what? I mean, what the options pertaining to what? Guys, who would ever use it at 17 years age, playing Roblox and Minecraft?
Like
So
if you're
I
17 and
analyzed it
playing
deeply.
Roblox, that's a red flag right there.
We didn't know. Didn't know.
Yeah.
We
Sorry.
didn't know. I went on Facebook. I made a post in a Russian and Ukrainian group, like of girls that will live in Bay Area, like a support group, and they anonymous posts, and they started really educating me. I first heard the word groomer. First, I thought that she was unique, but then they told me that's a pattern, and that's how I was brought to Our Duty and got interviewed by Lynn and Gigi, and I met Erin Friday, and there you go. Still, I lost my custody dependency case a week ago. Molly Bigelow, the dependency judge, took her because she can. Because nothing works in the kangaroo court. She does everything that CPS tells her. 20 months of crucifixion on the cross.
It's just terrible what they done. It's like they did everything to separate the people in the Discords. Now, Discord, it's just a chat thing. Anyone can get on Discord and create a chat. I've been in like 20 different theme chats. And yeah, even the ones that you've mentioned. And yeah, some of the things that you see there are absolutely disgusting. So anyone can use Discord. But
she was marked.
She was groomed.
She was marked CSEC. CSEC is abbreviation for potentially commercially sexualized child, like a minor in child welfare. She was marked CSEC in the first petition, in the second petition. In Jennifer Zepegi, her not so smart young caseworker, she wasn't willing to investigate him. And the caregiver are absolutely fine, and they're allowing her to talk to Markimu and her son, who they placed in the same bedroom to share the same bunk bed with my daughter. He's on the screenshots. He is in that chat.
It's disgusting.
And everybody's fine. Everybody's fine.
Like she's sharing a room with a guy that is not kosher.
Her classmate, biological male, and she identifies, right? It's California, Layla, and California laws, they completely erased all possible rights that we had. So basically, we lost custody almost 2 years ago, but we did not lose any medical or educational rights. It's on the paper. But in practice, we went through so much humiliation, being erased. The school immediately wiped us off. The school immediately changed the name onto a male name on the portal, and the school kicked her out December. The school kicked her out in December, messing with her attendance, lying about the amount of credits that she took. We lost her. We completely lost her.
Do you know anything that's going on with her currently? Or is that just a void?
What was the last part?
Do you know anything that's going on with her currently? Like, well, what's her status in life? Like, is she doing well considering the situation? Or
after the recent court where we lost our 387, which is kind of redetainment because we fled the California state, we're hiding in a red state. They considered us abusive even more, and they redetained her. So they never gave her back, but they redetained her, and they marked us abusive because we're opening up. We're talking from the state where we're at, and after we kind of completely lost her last week. So she granted. Bigelow did not even allow my husband to basically respond to their slandering accusations. She, first of all, she gagged us, and then she granted this 387. And CPS even stopped granting us like medication management appointments even on the phone. So last week we were even deprived of that. And right now they're filing GV 220s, which is like through court, like changing or maintaining the medication through court, and that never happened before. So they're they're biting and cutting our tail bit by bit every single day, and only from those I'm able to find what weight she has. She's losing weight. So she that paper that last year they enlisted her on the JV as a biological male. Last week they said that she's transgender male. So they're pulling it as a trans case. And the weight that she has, she had 140 at 14. Right now she's 17 and she's 125.
Oh, wow.
She was anemic in that glitter foster care. She took a pregnancy test. She left virgin. She was prescribed combined birth control. How was I able to find it out? Nobody spoke to me about it. Insurance bills, Quest lab bills. I was able to find out that she took a pregnancy test. So she's like completely falling apart. She's completely medicalized. They played with her psychotropes. made her as a megaphone of CPS, saying that we are unsafe space, we are biological parents. She started calling us Mr. and Mrs. That's where this went. Dependency court is a joke. We fired our 2 attorneys. The third one was bullied out of courtroom. We completely gave up on this. They want us present in May, probably for termination of parental rights, because it's already permanent placement. In disposition report, Maggie said 2 months later, she was taken. She says she desires to adopt her.
Desires to adopt her.
That's a professional glitter business foster care family. They packed their home with 6 children with severe mental traumas, including my daughter. They exchange LGBTQ humor. They watch late night shows. They exposed her to sharp objects. And even to my knowledge, from CPS addendum reports, she self-harmed in their care. She was never moved. She was never moved. She is still wearing binder. I don't believe that she is on testosterone. At least her caseworker Zepegi emailed us today in a very scared manner. Still, they are not. And they never intended to give her back to us because everybody works with everybody. Even police is partnering with Children's Legacy Center. And Mike Johnson, Reading Police Department Chief Sheriff, used to be a director at the board of directors of CLC. So CLC is an NGO. I'm flagging Nick Shirley, I'm flagging Elon Musk, FBI, everybody to investigate. I sent all the documentation to Dosh. Is a glitter sex child trafficking cartel that is roofed by Stephanie Bridget, DA, politician Aaron Resner, the blue politician, Sheriff Mike Johnson, Kimberly Johnson, who also is a One Safe Place Shelter CEO, and she has ministries at Bethel Cult Church that recently had huge sex scandal. The then superintendent of all schools, Judy Flores, and now superintendent of all schools. Guys, can you imagine what's going on around one single NGO that is considered to be a trauma center for kids? You come to this place, it's glossing with artificial glamour. I'm like, where am I? And the secretaries at front desk wear haute couture clothes, gilded bracelets, chic pedicure and manicure. Leila, it's like, it feels like you go to the bathroom and it's been like, did they remodel it? Did they renovate it? It's soaking blood, because now you know what price the parents pay to this NGO. That's where it comes from. NGO, non-profits. Joe Rogan needs to hear this. We need to share it far and wide. Guys, the corruption is just overbrimming Newsom and Wiener State. You saw his face, Layla. I was crying. I was crying when you were heartbreaking, telling your story. And this Satan, how the earth can carry his feet. Can you tell me?
Yeah, there's something seriously demented about Scott Wiener. Like, we both have a lot of hatred for especially Scott Wiener and Gavin Newsom.
I'm not allowed to say what I want to do to Scott Wiener because it would get me banned on all social media and the FBI to visit.
Wow.
It's like, it's very rarely that you can feel darkness from somebody just by looking at a photo of them. But the feeling I got from looking at a photo of Scott Wiener,
yes,
just a photo, not a video or of anything, it's the same feeling that you get whenever you look at a picture of Hitler or a picture of Vlad Tepes.
Really just kind of puts a pit in your
Goebbels,
stomach.
Goebbels, right?
Goebbels.
Nazi.
It's like Nazis but gay.
Eugenics, sterilization.
That's what this honestly feels like. They want these kids to be sterile.
It is. It doesn't feel. It is. Look at my recent. Me and Daddy went viral and live with Buck Angel. Look at my recent from last Saturday. We spoke widely because he's so good on history. We spoke widely about the well-known historical cults that were even in Russian Empire, and Buck has it, and we also share the Wikipedia, so you're welcome to ask me. I can provide all the information. So the people need to learn the history because nothing is new. Transgenderism is the same eugenics. By the way, California originated, by the way, and it's just served under a different sauce, but the happiness idea. See, I was almost affirming her. Look where it led us, where it brought us to CPS and her complete, just dilapidation. And it's just, she's falling apart. There is no way.
Yeah, I almost don't have words to express, just how twisted and just, oh man, you guys have a very heavy story. It's why, I really want to help you guys get it out there. It needs to be known.
Thank you so much. Let's do it.
I read, me and her read the Redux article, and the entire
Yes.
time I was seething with rage.
Yeah.
Like, I'm seething with rage hearing it right now. Like, I'm squishing my little TPU boat.
I know. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Imagine how we sleep at night. We forgot we lost the sense of food. We just don't. I cook, but it's just like you start eating and then I don't want it. I just want
It doesn't taste the same without her.
No, no.
But there's always a chance she could come back. Because
She didn't
usually,
talk to
especially
me.
if she didn't medicalize, I mean, a good amount of the people who they don't medicalize transition, by the time they're 18, usually they give it up. There's a good.
Did you talk to Maya? Maya the poet, Maya on
Oh, we
X.
both know
She's
her. Like, we got her number in our phones.
Yeah,
I
we do.
want to talk to her. Let's do it together. Maybe I'm trying. I asked her yesterday. She talked a lot about binder, and I'm sure my daughter is wearing binder. And you saw these horrible, bruised pictures. I just try not to think about it because I'm just
That's gruesome.
heartbroken.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we can get Maya on tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's talk to Maya about this. Have her set the space. We might have to do it on Discord, though.
We'll see what
Because,
we
I
can
mean,
do.
there's the weird time limit thing that Teams has. So if we fall off, that's what's going on. But it hasn't given me the warning yet, so, there's that. But it's disgusting. They're doing everything they can to separate the parent from the home, from the child, so that they can indoctrinate the child into their idea of utopia. This also reminds me of
the authority of parents. They teach her, and Mike Horan is the worst person on earth, like the old guy who sold his soul to the Satan, humiliating her parents in front of herself, socially transitioning her. He blocked our Google family communication a month and a half after she was removed. She took the last possible thread of us. How can Earth, so Wiener and Horan and Molly Bigelow are just these satans that I don't know. I'm sorry, I cut you short. It's just this is rage right now because you
I
have
can
your
feel it.
grandchildren. Why don't you go and sterilize them for God's sake? And then they use this against us. Like, on the second CFT, I told them, practice what you preach. I told Maggie, I spat Maggie in the face. They were like virtual. I say, I want you to practice what you preach. Maybe you'd go to do it to your lizard gizzard. Maybe he's, you know what I mean? Like I want to see it. How happy he's gonna feel without his testicles or something. Show the happiness, and maybe that we will follow up. I want to see. Why did you come to my porch and took my child? Go do to your family.
It's
This is
hypocritical
what they did.
of them.
This is what they did. Yes.
Yeah, a good amount of them are doing it just because they want power. Gavin Newsom, I don't think, would ever trans his kids.
And
Like,
money.
when they asked him in an interview recently, it's like, what would you do if your kid wanted to come out as transgender? He just changed the argument altogether. He tried to stray from that. People like Gavin only pass these laws because he wants power. People like Scott, as much as I can negative as I can say about him, I think he actually believes what he's saying. And then that's
Scary.
scary.
It's demonic. It's that satanists. They're usurping the power, and it's a battle of light and darkness. And thank you so much being with me. I was losing hope. Still, I hope that somebody will pick up this and get it to Musk and get it like a geyser, like a wave, like hot spring wave, and maybe then we'll be able to speak to RFK, to president, to whoever does this. Because right now it looks like on the global, it looks okay. It looks like, right, the transitional case, all these bans on hospitals, but I am not feeling it. She is in their clutches, and there is no way I can go, because if I go to Reading right now, they will just handcuff me because I'm speaking about it, and they're afraid of it. They're already shaking. That's why let's keep doing it. Let's keep doing it. We can get Prisha. I'm in touch with Prisha. Let's do anybody who can. And you don't want me, do it with them. It's fine. Let's just keep blowing this wind of change, because it's not normal that they came for this most sacred and guaranteed thing, because the parents will never, abandon their kids, and they know how to blackmail them with.
Yeah, we've got
But
some
we are
things.
resisting.
We've
But we
got
are
some
resisting.
big
Yeah.
things planned,
Thank you.
and we're gonna do what we can for you.
I'm with you. Maybe not. Maybe next time Daddy will be able. He's working, but he's so good in history. Let me know, guys. I'm here. I'm my head off to you. I'm bowing with my gratitude and homage, and I know that the judgment day will come, and everybody will be answering. And I know where you and I will be. You know what I mean? And God bless you and your children. I know you will have beautiful children. Layla, you guys are. Hey, I didn't know. Beautiful, beautiful. Love you guys. Thank you.
Thank
so
you, guys.
much.
Or thank you for
You're a
coming on.
wonderful
You're very
person,
pretty.
and
Thank
eventually we're gonna come up there and we're gonna have some of that Ukrainian food. Because I've never had Ukrainian food. My only experience with Russian anything was I had a Russian guy that I used to hang out with whenever I was in trade school, and yeah, that's completely unrelated. But that was an experience. I'm just gonna say that. Yeah, she knows the stories, but everything about you seems like just wonderful and wholesome, and it's a terrible tragedy what has happened to you. And we've made it our life's mission to correct these sort of issues.
Let's make California safe. Maybe if I don't sell my home, you definitely are invited to stay in the shed as long as. And I told you, Layla, I told you that in Sacramento. I told you that in
remember.
Woodland. And I also invited Chloe and her brother. Who knows? You know what? I'm getting these very weird insights that I might come back to Reading. I don't know. I might come back to that house. There's something that hasn't been, played through. Maybe not. Right now, I'm inviting you to Florida. It's cold, it's windy, but this is something that we rent. We are always welcome. But let's see. If you plan something big, I'm with you.
Oh yeah,
We'll have to see what we can do.
we're
Let's do
doing something big.
Let's shake them wildly. I will not stop. As long as I breathe, I will yell even more.
It's important that you
Thank
don't lose hope, though, and I think that's the big thing.
Sometimes I do. But I get up like Barmenhausen, I'm grabbing myself on my hair.
All
Go
right.
grab, because my 8-year-old son is looking at me, and he wants to see this. You know what I mean? And Ukrainians, they don't ever give up. War has been raging for years.
I mean, you guys survived the Holodomor. I mean, giving up is not in your vocabulary.
Yeah. We have genetic memory that we don't throw food, we don't throw bread, we don't just discard the food, because it's in the genetics now. Yeah. We cannot do this. And I teach my son not to throw food and to buy accordingly. Who knows what's awaiting, right? Look at the global. But right now, we are helping our president. He does the outside politics. We will do the domestic politics, because it's up to us. It's our kids. Nobody will gonna help us. It's just up to us. And look what they're doing.
Yeah, no
We
one's
will
gonna
have
come to
resist-
save us. We got to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
But
I'm not fighting for my daughter. I'm fighting for your children, and I'm fighting for everybody else's children. There are no someone else's children. They're all our children. They're children of God. Let's do it.
we got this.
Thank you. God bless you guys. Love you.
God bless and love you too. Thank you for coming on.
You're
Thank you
wonderful.
for messaging me. It was so warm when you messaged me. We were live with Bach, and